Hey everybody, it's your boy Doc Williams, and today we're going to be talking about how you can create your very own dream app with AI tools. Today we're going to specifically look at building a game with Rosebud AI, but this is a program to show you what you can be doing with vibe coding and creating games, and we have an expert to show us the way how to start using Rosebud. If you want to know how to create your own game, remember in the comment section down below. Let us know what you're trying to create. And if you're watching this on replay, do hashtag replay. Now, let's bring our guest to the stage. Hello, how are we doing?
Hey there, things are great. How about for you?
Oh, great, great. For the good people, some of have seen you before on the show, but you're a returning guest star. Could you please introduce yourself and what we're going to be doing today?
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Kira Sage. I am an AI builder, specifically pedagogically aligned AI. I did that a little bit with edugo.ai, and now I'm doing that for myself. And recently presented some of my chatbot work at Texas TESOL conference in Dallas, Texas.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here. We see all of your great work online, so thank you
Thank
for
you.
taking the time being here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go step by step. We're going to talk about what platform we're going to be using today. We're going to talk about the project, and then if people have questions or ideas or what they want to see built, we'll talk about that too. So, let's start us off. We're going to be using Rosebud. Could you tell us what this platform is and what we're going to try today?
This is a great platform for any of your game prototyping. So the best thing that you do, you get here, you have this area where you can see the text moving back and forth. Type your general game query there. What game are you trying to reinvent? That's the best place to type it.
Okay. So what we were talking about on offline, or we talked about it online a little bit before this. Um, there is a growing need. I get this question a couple times a month, and this is why I reached out to you. People are asking how to create paper doll games. I'm not sure if you've ever seen a paper doll game, but that's the request that a lot of people ask. So we're gonna try to recreate it right now. What do you think about that?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I'm thinking about right here. Should I just say I want to create a paper doll game? Let's try that. Should
Let's
I
do
just
it. Let's
start off
just
with that?
see what Rosie does with that.
Okay, so I'm just going to use, I want to create a paper doll game. So I'm just using text to app. It heard my voice a little bit earlier, so I'm just going to go there. Okay, so I'm clicking. Let's see, it's thinking about its life for a moment.
Let's go, Rosie.
All right, right here. Okay. I'm going to go back up. So it's saying, I'd be delighted to build you a fun paper doll dress up game. This will be a charming interactive experience where players can mix and match different clothing items on a character. Here's what I'm building for you. So then it's even breaking down right here of all the things that it's trying to do right here. A cute paper doll character at the center of the screen, a selection of clothing items you can drag and drop onto the character,
Mm,
different categories of items, smooth drag and drop interactions. It says a clean colorful interface that's easy to navigate, and then a reset button to start over with a blank doll. Ooh, and I heard a sound effect that it's done. Okay.
yes.
Okay. So it's breaking down how it's mapping out. I can even see in the code right here. Let me zoom in. Ooh, I see a paper doll over there. Okay. That's hilarious. It's showing on
Name
the
tag
side right
girl.
here. I can apply it. It says next, add the ability to save and load different outfits. So I'm thinking I should click apply on the left-hand side right here. Should
Yeah.
I apply those things right here?
You have the apply button, and then you've got that refresh button at the top left corner of your um, output screen.
I'll
Further
put
over,
right
right,
here.
this little guy, yeah. And then you
Oh,
can refresh everything that has been recently applied.
okay, cool. Let's see about this.
And that body looks really strangely shaped. So we could go into the next tab. Right now, we're in our preview tab.
Mm-hmm.
There's an assets tab too. So if we didn't like that body, there are no assets from this. So I don't know where it generated that body shape from.
That's a unique body shape.
It is.
That is hilarious. And just so if people were wondering, we're comparing this. I just did a video using Dream Flow, the people from Flutter Flow, and we're always comparing what does the output look like and everything like this. So this is fascinating. Okay. Now, should I look at this section over here where it says next step, add the ability to save and load different outfits? Should I even worry about that yet, or should I try to focus on the body first?
I mean, can you try and drag and drop some items to see if functionality works
Ooh.
as
Okay, so
described?
to go to the asset section first.
I'll go with what we currently have in our preview section and just to
Okay.
see if the clothing drag drop functionality works.
Ooh, that's funny.
Oh, those
that
pants don't fit the character. Oh, the hat's adorable. Okay.
that is pretty funny. So it's trying to do some things. It's a little bit off, but if the drag and drop is working, that's funny.
Okay.
That's funny. Let's
It I
see.
mean, that is the basics of a paper doll.
That I mean,
Wait, where did those assets appear? There was like
so
Link
it
from Zelda over there.
yeah, it says so. I'm toggling on, there's nothing. And then I'm here. This almost looks like default ones, maybe. Or I wonder if this is one from the games I've done before, perhaps.
Interesting. Okay.
That is so funny. Now I can upload assets as well.
So like going to Canva, getting that raw body that you want, you could have that in there as an option if you do use some type of like Adobe Photoshop or Canva or something.
Could I even, can I go to ChatGPT and just,
Yes, let's do that.
let's create
Give us a
image?
generic body.
Let's just say, I want to create a generic body for my paper doll game. Take a look. So we're coming here. Do you make a lot of your own images using either Midjourney and dropping them in? What do you normally do when you're making assets and things like that?
So I want this to be as human centric as possible. So as you
Ooh.
saw in our DMs, I hand draw my expectations first if I'm not able to verbalize them. Then I'll
Ooh.
throw them into Chat GPT or Chad as I call him. And then he helps me explain things to Rosie because sometimes Rosie takes your prompts and misinterprets them.
um, I love it. That makes sense. Oh, that's why you were sending me drawing. I was like, man, that's. I was like, she doing this on the road? What's going on here? She's drawing here. That's hilarious. Okay, I should have thought of that. Let's see. I can help you. Let's see. So basically, they're saying, and I guess they're making all of these changes right here because of so many people plagiarizing and
Well,
things like
or
that.
you
So
could
they're
describe it as like the body of gingerbread man and then just
ooh
have like a neutral color.
body. I like that. The
I
body of
think
a
so.
gingerbread man with
Yes, like,
generic
the
colors.
stencil shape. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Really generic, just better than what we currently have.
That's pretty funny. Let's see. Okay, so it's going to be doing that over there. That's hilarious. I mean, technically, it is a body. It is a shape.
That's a door with a face, actually.
Okay.
So if we remove those buttons, then we basically have our paper doll. Like, oh, it's adorable.
Let's see. Let's take a look.
Let's go.
It's thinking about its life for a moment.
I like how it's like a developing picture, but it's AI.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty funny right there.
Okay, this is a decent generic body we could use.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm really excited to see how the tops are gonna start to
Yeah.
work to coordinate.
I love that. Okay. So we're going to bring that in. Let's go with assets upload. Let me see if I can just drag it in.
I should be able to. Yes. Then we can click that button. It'll add to your chat box at, yep, insert into the scene. You can tell
Okay.
Rosie how you want that image to be used.
Okay, let's see. I want this. I want this image to be used as the preview doll. Maybe
Like
something
the
like that.
default body before making any outfits.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. One. We're using the outfits. Okay.
I'm also thinking about when I DM'd you about my one prompt shot at making this, how
Yeah.
my version looks so different from yours.
How? And probably because you described it so much better than mine
But
too.
I took a screenshot. I said, create a paper doll game. And that's what oh, how cute.
That's
Yes.
funny. Let's see.
Okay, you want to throw some clothes on that? Oh,
That's funny. Let's see about this.
okay.
That is funny. How
That shirt.
it's trying.
Okay.
it's it's trying. It's trying. But we got the first version there. We have a paper doll person.
Yeah. And now we can
um
describe to AI, so we can tell Rosie, okay, here's what's going wrong with the clothes. And
oh,
also, should we upload individual assets of like tops because those are tube
ooh,
tops.
that's true. Yeah,
That's
that's
only one
that's
type
a,
of
that's
top.
that is if I've ever seen it. Also, too, in the instructions saying adjust the positioning and scaling of the clothing items to better fit. Can
Oh
I
yeah,
do
let's
that
try it.
6 and 2? It's pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
It's the top hat that gets me every time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So tell us as this is going. I've been seeing a couple things on LinkedIn that you mentioned you did a conference. Tell me more about what you did in Texas. I've been seeing
Um,
screenshots of that.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, so it all started, my relationship with Rosebud, it all started with like, oh, this is great. This is an opportunity to make a chat bot and have it help me with class stuff. Maybe she can be my warm up. And I first tried her out, this was months ago, and she started gaslighting people about grammar. Like, yes, Yellowstone are a national park. That's correct. And I thought, oh, great. Well, I had her represent me. She's modeled after my face. And so it's like I felt extra motivated to try and get her to be pedagogically aligned. And so I kept working on her and working on her through a series of the logic that I built out for CEFR alignment, which is really just explaining what this common European framework reference, describing the levels of language acquisition from A1 being total beginner up to C2 completely advanced, to explain how to navigate that framework within a story, which was about Yellowstone National Park. And so I did that, only taking like a tiny bit of English, just be verbs like is, are, was, were, that type of stuff. And I wanted her to teach that. Got her to navigate it, used a little bit of Replit to get the logic as clearly defined as possible, took it back, put it back into Rosie so she came back to life with her conversational flow. Because if you've ever used Rosie as a chatbot, oh, that shirt looks better. If you've ever used Rosie as a chatbot, she is very creative. You can see she just, with one prompt, she's made this whole entire user interface without any, prompting or context or nudges of what we wanted. Um, that looks like, could be like reminiscent of a samurai's outfit.
we're yes. You're being very
But
kind. You're being very kind right now.
the bottoms, though, like,
We need different pants.
how come the red bottoms are smaller than the top, the red top?
I love that. Yeah, that's a great question. I think I'm gonna go over here and I say I
Yeah,
need clothes for this gingerbread man. Um,
some sample color. Shorts, pants, short sleeve shirt, long sleeve shirt. We have hats. I think we're satisfied in the hat department, or maybe even a baseball cap.
mhm. Let's see, provide me.
You want to be wild? Get some gloves and shoes in there.
Hold on, we're just trying to work on pants right now.
Okay.
With Pants that
Gingerbread
fit in
man.
shorts.
And they have to
So,
be like separate assets, like that you can just screenshot and go. So that way
mm-hmm.
it's not the full gingerbread man with the clothing item when it's generated. Okay.
Generated. Okay. I can use them. My paper doll game. Let's see what it does. I
Yeah.
love it.
For the man, but not on the man.
Yeah. See what it says right here. Let's see what we got here.
So yeah, worked really hard to finally get her to be able to say like, "Welcome to Yellowstone." Oh, a bee just buzzed by. Well, let's talk about bee verbs. It took me some time, but got her to that point where I was like ready and proud enough to show her with teachers to say, "What would you think? Now, here's a worksheet. You can build your own right now, pedagogically aligned. What would you do? How would you use this logic in your classroom?"
I love that. How much iteration, or could you talk about like that took a while probably? What did you have to learn about either prompting or what happened to make sure that it started dialing in to exactly what you wanted?
There are some big takeaways that I learned from this is like one, what you get from your experience with Chat GPT. Oh, those are great pants. They are so adorable.
I love this.
It's like Paddington Bear's pants.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so the biggest takeaway is like, okay, your experience in communicating with Chat GPT, that personality, that's the best word I have for it. I'm not saying that AI is sentient and it has feelings. I'm just saying that the way that it takes your words and does something with it, it's different how Rosie will interpret your words. So you have to think about these AI agents as true coworkers with different personalities. Like when you tell one coworker, like, "Hey, can you pass me the tape?" You've got two different reactions from two different coworkers. And maybe the way in which they slide you that tape will be different too, right? So that's the first thing that I learned from this is sometimes when I type my ideas straight off the bat to Rosie, she'll misinterpret me as opposed to Chat GPT who will understand me and then write it in a better, more structured way so that someone like Replit or Rosie gets exactly what I'm trying to land and give to them. So that was a huge thing that I learned in the process. Because ChatGPT has better memory in terms of your conversation, I usually like, okay, here's my entire process of making a good chatbot or a good anything, because I make games, educational games as well. You have like I use my recorder app. I say all of my ideas. I get ChatGPT to take my brain dump and then to make something logical out of it. Then when I read that, it challenges me to think about what gaps I haven't mentioned, like a UI flaw like this, or the user experience. Well, okay, are they going to learn something with this? Is this a conversational track? How do I make sure that it's truly AI based and not just like a conversation tree? What proves learning out of this? What are my goals and expectations? So you get that, and then you whittle it down to something that's ready to go to Rosie. Give it to Rosie, see what she does with it. Tweak it there, give Rosie's output back to GPT and say, "Hey, she's acting like this. How do I get her to change into this way that I want?"
I like that. And are you doing one change at a time? Like, how do you do you globally try to change things, or is it like, hey, you take one scene at a time, one thing that you're trying to change in the game? Could you talk about that a little bit?
What I want further clarification. What do you mean by change one thing at a time?
So, say for instance, you mentioned how um, your avatar first didn't greet the users or greet the kids the right way. You wanted to first change something. Now, how did you go about making that one change where you're like, I want to change how the first line goes or the interaction goes? Does that make more sense?
Yes. Okay. So there's two different places I look at for that. So one, I could copy and paste all of that, throw that into Chat GPT, and tell Chat GPT, I hate this opener. Get Rosie to fix the opener. Other times I go straight into the code because when you're making an AI character, there is a way to like write out the persona yourself in a regular English way, not like part of the code. But there is an area in the code where it's just regular paragraph English describing, hi, you are this, you must act as this, and the way you approach things in your tone is this. So I can look in there and see if there are any flaws in that description, which might be causing her to approach me and greet me a certain way. Those are three, some different ways
Hmm.
to approach this. Yeah.
And have you has it been more trial and error for you? Have you started like, how do you get different support to give you like those aha moments to what you need to do? Has it been like, I'm gonna like just tinker and look at where I can add things? Are you looking in different like subreddit groups? Are you asking people on Twitter? Like, what's been your process to iterate?
Really, it's been, well, I went to the conference and I was like, hey, teachers, what do you think of this? They gave me their ideas too. We had some textbook publishers there too, and they gave me some of their thoughts. So that was really nice data feedback. I also shared this with my mentor. He's a Pearson textbook author himself. He publishes teachers' manuals for them to have the professional development they need to stay cutting edge in the field. I had him look at it, gave me some feedback there. Um, and really, as a teacher myself, I think about the stresses I had. I keep up to date with my friends who are still in high school public education classrooms. And I think about their workload and I think about, okay, how do I find something in the middle to save their time?
I love that. I love that. That's such a great tip right there. And so, are they using it in the classroom yet? Have you tried to start using it with some of your friends or had them test it out with their students yet for what you build?
So, no, I have an opportunity. I'm pitching like a case study opportunity this Friday. It's with a Mexican semiconductor company, which means I had to iterate on on everything I already made for her to have bilingual teaching capabilities. So I will DM it to you just because I'm trying to
Hmm.
keep it a little bit on the down low because I'm like super excited, but like also like, hey, I haven't fully tested her yet. I'm trying to get her into case study, but I will send you a screenshot of my working chatbot that is a bilingual educator now.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's wonderful. Okay. This is really
Yeah.
good. I'm very curious about that. As you're talking, I was just trying to see ways to add my pants. Ah, finally. Okay, cool.
Let me see.
Let's see.
Wait, show me again. Oh,
Okay, so I got the pants, which is pretty cool. That's pretty funny. I
take a
did not.
screenshot, send that to Chat GPT and say, what do I tell Rosie to make the pants fit?
Oh, that's funny. I like that. That's funny. I'm gonna do that. I didn't think about the hips. I didn't think about the hips. Let's see. Let's see. Put this.
So that means your hips do lie then.
This this is true. This time they do.
Shakira
Let's
would
see.
be ashamed.
I know. I know. Oh, that would be interesting. Let's see. What should I say to? Let's see about AI to have pants fit my
Okay.
paper doll model. Okay, let's try this. That's
Okay, I
pretty
sent the
interesting.
screenshot over to you. It happened.
Oh, say it again.
The bilingual version of my
Oh, you sent it to
chatbot.
me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Dun dun dun.
I'll watch it. I will see this over here on this side so people can't see. Ooh.
Do you see how I respond like a lost person
Ooh.
whose first language is Spanish? And then she's
Wow.
like, "Oh, it's okay. Hi, Autumn Games."
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's gonna be great. That's gonna be great. So many different opportunities. Oh, look at okay. So make the pants fit. It says create a 2D illustration of a cartoon style blue pants designed to fit gingerbread man. Okay. Now that's interesting. So it's saying that's what I should say to Rosebud. Okay. Have let's see what happens. Okay. Well, I should stop like acting like I don't know if it's gonna do that. Let me just do what it says. And then it says add-ons. You could talk about the um model dimensions based on the image. You can talk about the color palette. You can talk about file size. Let's just see what happens.
I'm kind of
So,
curious, like, why doesn't Rosie recognize that the pants aren't fitting the doll?
yeah, maybe I should just ask. You know what? Let me see. Let's see. Can I screenshot this? Hold on one second. Let me bring this in. Ooh, Autumn Games is talking about. Oh, well, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Great to see you. Let's see. Let me bring this in. I'm going to screenshot this. Let us know what kind of games that you're trying to build. This is great. Okay, so I'm going to insert here. I'm going to
Ooh,
say,
okay.
let's see, refer to image. Could you explain to me why these pants aren't fitting the doll?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what it says. So what I've noticed since the last time I've used this too. Let's see. Oh, now it says I can see you're having trouble with the following issues. Okay.
Okay, I like that.
So
Go
it's saying
ahead.
size and fit. It's going to make some changes.
Is that only for that set of pants, or is this going to be for all pants united?
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully will be for all.
Mm,
Nope.
did we
Nope.
hit the apply and the refresh little circle at the top?
Let me try to do it.
Okay.
Let me do both just to make sure.
Double extra.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Not there yet. I'm going to say, what about this then? I wonder. Oh, well, I'll just say it's still not working. How about this? Let me try to do that and see what happens. The pants still aren't working or they're not fitting. Do the following command. Let's try that and see what happens.
So
I
this is
also
when, oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. Keep
I was
keep
gonna say, this
going.
is when people talk about that buzzword like multi-agent strategy and stuff like that. And you can see right now, like we're playing basically AI telephone of like, hey, make the pants better. Okay, make the pants better. And we can see how quote unquote effective it is. That when people say that, it's like, no, humans can't play telephone well. AI is not doing it any better. So no, your multi-AI strategy is not gonna work here.
Yeah. I love this also right here. That it tried so hard. It just did not, it was not happening with that. There was a nice try. I'm gonna go over here and see. Thank you for the suggestions. Please execute that plan and create that image for me. Let's see if we go that way.
Hello, hello, welcome.
Hello. Oh my goodness. So many different people. Please let us know where you're watching from, what you're trying to create. Hold on. Thank you for taking the time and being here today. Let's see what we got right here. Also, so this is a couple things that I noticed about Rosie. Number one, I see now you can connect Superbase, which is interesting. So it's allowing the database to expand. I think we talked about this months ago. I was like, wouldn't it be better if like you connect it? And like, I can't believe they did it.
They
That's
listened
hilarious.
to us that episode. They made the monetization features were unlocked after our episode. Like they're listening.
That is hilarious. So this is really good. I wonder if, especially if you have more advanced games, definitely you're going to need a database to be able to do this, to have it more structured. So then when you can also ask it to do certain things, you basically you give it more memory. You allow it to do more advanced things. So that's really interesting, and it's going to be more transparent. So you could structure your database in different ways for that information. That is super interesting and super encouraging that they listen. Let's see about this. Now it says you've reached your rosy limit. Let's take a look at some of the things that I've done. Let's see. So this makes sense. And I think they've restructured probably the prompt since the last time I've used it, um, which isn't horrible to tell you the truth. See, 10 prompts per week seems a little bit limiting, but it also, I can see where it could get out of hand where people are just queuing it up. So I see pros and cons. 10 isn't horrible. I wonder if they have a student discount and a teacher discount, though. I'd be interested in
They have
that.
a sponsorship thing that if you
Mm.
show your work that you've been doing, then they'll give you a free pro plan.
Oh, that's good. Oh,
Yeah.
see, and that's what we're seeing right here. Okay. User created limited assets. Okay, cool. Disable remixing, publish once you go to 10x. Makes sense. Then play, access the code. Yeah, download your code. And really too, if you were really worried about it, if you download the code and if you're using it in, Cursor or whatever or Windsurf, you could just look at it depending on how you're maxing out for that month. If you're really concerned and you're like, well, what do I want to do afterwards? You could always just download and switch platforms if you really, really wanted to.
And
But
Replit is ramping up their game development too. So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I think the competition is good. I think that's a great thing that so many different platforms are trying and in doing these different things. This is really, really fascinating. Really fascinating. Shall we try to do the same thing in Replit and see what happens?
yes, yes, please.
Okay,
With this same code or just straight out just how we prompted it originally?
let's prompt it originally and
Okay,
go step by
really
step and see
clinical
what
approach
happens.
here. Okay.
Yeah, let's just see what happens. Okay, hold on a second. Let me go over here for a moment. Let me go here on this side. I'm going to bring up Replit on my other one and bring it over.
Oh, I'm so curious.
Okay, cool. And I also have Dreamflow to see what happens too with us. Okay, so I want to create a paper doll game. Let's see what happens here. And let's see what happens when they start building. And this is what I also think, which is we're in this place where so many platforms are building so quickly. It's really good to compare and see which ones you like. There's pros and cons on all of them. Like
Yes.
some people like, lovable over bold, or just the workflow or the output or just the vibe itself of when you're going through this stuff. So I think it's really important to do that. Let's see. I will help you create a plan for building a paper doll game. Okay. So this is what we have. And you notice too right here, this is something new. This is something really new, especially with Replit. I've been noticing this. Before, they would do it like instantly and it would take, less than a couple minutes. Now, what I've
Mhm.
noticed, they're also like showing expectation, and they're showing you like, hey, this is going to take you a couple minutes. This is something that I've noticed, especially with Replit. You can
Hmm.
still, they're doing a great job, but you notice right here, it's like visual preview, 2 minutes. So it's
Yeah.
almost giving you like that instant gratification, but it's like still going to take us 10 minutes to get the back end ready. Like, give us some time. I think I've been seeing a lot more, how can I say, stable applications or well thought out applications with this time limit, but it also gives me expectations instead of just like, why isn't it done in 5 minutes? Like, why isn't a brand new application that would have taken developers 6 months? Why is it not done in 5 minutes anymore? So I think it's very good. I think that's a good
Especially
thing.
after the vibe coders out there that really just come with their ideas and they have no idea. So it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, no, this is a great thing. So what I'm going to do is it says build the initial prototype. It says, would you like any of these additional? Adding more clothing items and accessories? I think so. Implementing outfit themes and collections? Yes. Adding background scene options. Okay. That seems a little extreme, but maybe. I don't think I need sharing. Do you think I should have sharing functionality for created dolls or just wait? What do you think I should do?
This is basically the roadmap I told you. Remember, I was like, okay, if
Yeah,
I could make this myself, I would have this, this, and this. And it's like, thanks, you read my mind for me.
I love that.
That's like a glamour feature at the end, the sharing functionality.
So kind of wait on that, you
I'd
thinking?
wait on it.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just see what happens. Okay.
I feel like exporting would be a technically complex thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just see if this works out. And I also like too with Replit. Have you been messing around with Replit a lot?
Yes.
What I love, and I know this seems like really stupid. I love how it breaks down what I'm paying for because I always forget like when I'm going through it. I think this is really helpful to see like,
Ooh.
okay, when it's building out all those things, what's happening.
Oh, it still gave you save features regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the color scheme is adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Was not expecting that.
Okay, what kind of body are we gonna get? This is it. The base paper doll is loading.
Yeah.
Suspense
it
is
could
building.
it could be it might be a blob. um
This is a really nice interface. I like this better than Rosie's,
mm-hmm. Interesting.
but I
So let me
haven't
put
seen the
that back.
bod. Where's
Mm-hmm.
the bod?
And so I'm seeing a refresh button. Of course, it's probably just doing.
This is
Ooh,
like
look
a
at that.
whole little shop.
Yeah, yeah. Very surprising.
Impressive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm interested what it's going to do right here for now the anticipation of what it's going to do.
Yes.
Let's see, let me back out for a second. Okay, cool. So it was trying to do mobile optimized, it would change it. So that's interesting. I'm always checking like how would it change as we're changing it right there. This would be
Mhm.
desktop. So it's interesting. So left side, it would be more of the paper doll. Then you would have the right side where you're adding things. We'll see what happens. Still thinking. I'm seeing right here the agent is still thinking. They charge basically based on the agent. Every time you have a new checkpoint, the first checkpoint is free, but every additional one is 25 cents. And let's see about this. Wait a minute. That's interesting. This is very interesting. Do you not have an assistant? Okay, the assistant's over here. So the assistant, when you're doing it, I thought it was going to be
That's like
on
the
this.
doctor, the nurse
Yeah.
that's like, "Where's the code? What's wrong?"
Mm-hmm. I wonder why they moved the tools over in the tab section and not on the side. Maybe people were just maxing out the assistant too much instead of the agent and was having too many errors. I
Yeah,
wonder.
I didn't notice that. You're right. Good to point that out.
Interesting. Always so many small tweaks with these platforms right now.
Mhm.
Let's see. Okay, so now we're seeing it's building some things right here. We got some things on the side. So as this is going, and isn't it something like you can just have the agent start building and then you can have more conversation or just plan out what you want to do. So right now, how often are you trying to build different projects? Is it almost like you mentioned when you're talking to different teachers and that informs you like, oh, let me see if I can go try to build that? Or do you have like a list of things that you're trying to build or all of the above? What happens for you?
So for me, especially because I'm, with the teacher, we have to make things that are just pedagogically sound. I can't just make a chat bot that just talks whatever with you. I have to make sure that you're actually learning something. So there's a whole nother layer of everything that I do when I'm building and when I think about things. So I always start off with my logic layer that never changes. And then I can build different learning experiences on top of it. So that's how you can see the Yellowstone version, the teacher who only teaches in English, and the semiconductor version, you can see that teaches in both English and Spanish. She's still teaching be verbs. She's still teaching within a limited story, except she's not walking you through Yellowstone anymore. Now she's walking you through the coffee area, the break room of a semiconductor company, but she's still teaching the same grammar. Instead of using emojis like bison, wildflowers, trees, now she's using emojis like plugs, circuits, contracts, things like that.
I like that. I
And
like
so I'm
that.
just keeping my same limited track right now, and I'm just kind of experimenting different use cases for her. So the ESL one is the Yellowstone. The bilingual educator is Semiconductor Sage. I'm in the process of getting the California Common Core standards for ELA and ELD, mixing them together, and then making a K through 12 component. And I'm
I
already
love it.
working with my friend from grad school on that. But that one is not going to be a chat bot. That one's going to be more like a Jackbox Games remix if you've played Jackbox before.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yay! Okay, you know exactly what I'm talking about because if you really think about the future of education, we have the screen now, we have the projector. The projector has just evolved into a smart board. And then we see what Gen Alpha is doing in the way they communicate. Human to human interaction doesn't happen the way you and I were raised. We don't go up to someone and say, "Good morning, how are you?" anymore. Now I have to have a meme ready, and then I show you the meme, and then I have permission to start a conversation. This is what I've noticed when I was teaching ninth and 12th grade high school. And so it's like, okay, how do I still keep it pedagogically sound, but enhance and elevate using the technology that is in our faces? We can't avoid it. How do we future proof the classroom? Okay, it's going to be like Jackbox. That middle screen is going to set the context of the lesson. And that's going to be something for the teacher, more as facilitator now, is going to look and interact with that content almost like a Vanna White approach to education. The kids are going to have something on the screen giving that teacher data. So the teacher looks at the data and makes those decisions to either control that mainframe screen or to what to say to the student to enhance whatever type of conversation's going on. Ooh, heart head pencil.
That is funny.
Wait, do you want to put something on? Your shirt.
Oh, that's
Your
funny.
shirt.
Let's see. Dresses. I've got, let's see, tops. Wait a minute. This is not. Oh, okay. Okay. Wait.
Your
So we need.
jacket. Did it
Oh,
change size or is that just the color
I
background?
think. I think that's a great question. Hold on. Nope. That's a shirt. I don't see that being a shirt.
That
That is
doesn't fit
not
your
a
head.
shirt.
Oh wait, that doesn't fit anything of your arms.
Let me. That is so funny. Let me see
That's
if
the
I.
same issue with Rosie. The body layering and fitting, that's a struggle for tech.
That is funny. It's almost the number of fingers on a hand. Like it just there's certain things that just what is that? Random outfit generated.
Oh,
That is hilarious.
is that a crown?
I think so.
It
That
looks like
is
painted fingernails, but as on your
yeah. That is so funny.
look at your red
Random.
curls.
Oh my goodness. That is funny.
This is geometry.
That, you know what? So this is a really good thing. It's almost like those kind of like baseline tests. I'd love to see what it does and understand like shapes and pictures like 6 months from now, 12 months from now, and in generating this. It reminds me of like Dolly a couple years ago. Like it struggled so much with images and just hands. It's very interesting. It can do the basics of like, okay, I can make an application for you, but when it's dealing with pictures, it's a totally different ball game right there.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna see. So, how can the paper doll game working for you? Try adding some clothes. Okay.
No more clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder. Hmm. Let's do this.
Do you want
Let's.
to give it gingerbread and see what it does with it?
Uh, that's funny. Let's try to do that. That's gonna be funny. Oh, now it gives me shorts. It's too late. It's too late. I don't have time for shorts right now.
And
Let's
you're
do
only
this.
into denim, apparently.
Yeah, that is just hilarious. Let me see about this. Okay, so let me bring up let me look at downloads and bring up the paper. Let's take a gingerbread man. Let's see. So I'm gonna bring in the gingerbread man. Refer to attached image. I want to use the attached image as the default model for the paper doll.
Yes, the default body.
Yeah, default body. Yep. See what it does. What I
On last
probably
week
need.
of oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna be like, on last week of Cosmopolitan, we had revenge body. This week we have default body.
I love it. I
Tag no
love it.
code.
I love that. Let's see about this. You know what? I'm going to say I need this gingerbread man transparent background. This is bothering me. Hold on one second.
I thought that you already had that.
No, I need the gingerbread man with a default transparent background. What I did was the pants, I did default, and then it understood the shorts. But the original gingerbread man had that kind of background that I was trying to do just a very generic one. See what happens. That is hysterical. Have you seen what happened with like I forget the guy on Twitter. His like starts with like level. I forget how to. You know when you see certain. Maybe it's just me. When I see certain screen names or just usernames,
Hmm.
I don't necessarily look to learn how to like say it. I just recognize by like look. I'm like, oh yeah, this is who I talk to. So I
Yes.
don't you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is this guy's name? I was like, I see it, but I don't pronounce it. I don't see anything about it. Let's see.
Yes.
You feel me on that? Okay.
Like
So
DJs and their songs, like DJ, blah, 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 and I don't know how to say their name, but
yeah,
I love their songs.
yep, exactly. There's this guy that they did a vibe jam because he sold his he was doing like an airplane game and he's tracking how much money he's making off of that, and then he's doing a vibe jam of people making games using cursor and Win. These are all the different examples of people making all these different games with the new model with Claude coming out.
Oh,
So this is it was like maybe like 2 weeks ago or something like this. They were just showing all the people making these really wacky kind of games right here. I just find it fascinating. It reminds me of the early 2000s of the
I was
internet right
about to
now.
say the HTML games you play, or like
Hmm.
even the mud games, if you know what mud games are in the terminal window, it's just all color text.
Hmm.
Oh man, and people just would make their own little like dungeon type story and then they'd put some chat commands and voila, you had your own game.
Look at this, right? A free to play MMO flight sim, 100% with AI, right? So you get so I
Show
can
me
do
front
free.
door.
And then you can be like a cyberpunk, or I can pick this one free. Let me.
Oh wow, this is so immersive. What?
Hmm. And then it's like really like how do I fly in space, like the throttle, all those things, and like it's serious. Let's
Oh
see.
my goodness, I'm going. I'm
And you
sorry.
see
I'm
and you
sorry,
see
Rosebud, but
and you see what's going on where he has advertisers right there too.
yeah, I saw
Because
that
he's
the payment of $29 for some other plane
oh
you
yeah,
could
for a
use.
different plane. And look, Chatbase is another AI company. Look at this. Are you as big as a blimp? Lose weight. Look at this. That is what in the world? I didn't even see that coming. Right now, I have all it looks David Swift. That is hilarious. So like it really this is wild. And let's see.
Yes.
Space to fly, shoot down all the balloons, and then let's see. We've got that one. Now cannot
Okay.
shoot on spawn. First, the great thing is if I learned how to navigate. There we go.
Come on, Wright brothers.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
so he built this. Okay. I might, yep. I knew that's what was gonna happen. Died. But then you can start right there. So that's just really
Wow.
interesting what people are creating now, all these different things. Let me first get out of exit this. Here we go. But that's what people are buying. So right now he's making 53K a month on that little
Okay.
game. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Like it's a really interesting thing what people are doing. They're just building. They're trying out new things, and it's really inspiring. That if you want to try something, just go ahead and just learn. And I think there's two paths, kind of like what you were saying. Number one, if you're already in a very specific niche or a business, go start building for your audience. If you're a teacher, build for other teachers. And if you feel like, hey, I just want to experiment, go find a hobby and go build something like this for your hobby group. Like he's doing this with planes, but someone's already made like a sailboating game like this. And like there's just very it's wide open right now. And all of this is
Yes.
so affordable compared to how much it was or the time and energy it would take to do this. It's a wonderful thing.
You've got your prototype. Then, if you really want to do something serious, then you go to a developer and say, okay, I'm ready for the next step. Let's go do some fine tuning of the code so I can get like my self hosted, like private
Mhm.
data app here.
Yeah. And I mean, and the thing is too, you're coding or it's prompting using AI, so you can still bring your code base to okay, I gotta restart it. You can still bring your code base to a developer and they can still add on to it, all those things. So, there's a lot of opportunity. Oh my God.
Ooh.
It tried to take it tried to take my gingerbread man and then fit it into that, which is horrific. That is horrific. That is so funny. That
Oh
is I
no.
might see that at night. That's a terrible, terrible thing. Mm, 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 mm.
It's like the underbelly of a moose.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Um, let me ask you this. Would you mind sharing with the audience what happened when you made this versus me and how to prompt? Could you share your screen or not right now?
Let me get it up. Let me get it. Yeah, 1 second. That's
Because
so
you see
funny.
the difference of doing one shots of me just describing versus if you sketch it out, all of those things. This is really fun.
This
This
is without my sketch. This was just straight from that one prompt,
oh my god.
and I got that. And it's yeah. Okay, I'm ready to present.
All right. Hold on one second. All right. If you share your screen, I'll bring it up on stage.
Okay.
Let me do this. Fun with my gingerbread men. Let me remove mine. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I love that.
You saw the screenshot, like I started just give me yeah.
That's so funny.
Hey, can I get that? Is there any way I can get that gingerbread from you?
Oh, let's see. Can I put it LinkedIn? Can I do that? Or what's the best way?
Yeah, LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay, let's see about this. Let me put this over there. I'm gonna put it over there in LinkedIn.
Gingerbread is our control here.
Mm-hmm. Just makes sense. It makes
That's
sense.
another thing when you're building. You really have to think about like your constraints, like what is quality output? Because you could like refine forever if you wanted to, instead of like getting satisfied and moving on to the next feature or component.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I just
another.
love also in our DMs, like you have your version of what game, and then I just send that gingerbread man, like the level of complexity of where the games have been.
Okay, yeah. So then I don't have that.
In the comment section, let us know what you're building. Are you trying to build a game? Are you trying to build something for a your own company? Let us know too. Or if you just want it, you're experimenting and you think this is cool and you would like to do that, let us know. Okay. So what are you doing right now? What are you adding?
So I added the gingerbread to the assets, and then I wrote
Mhm.
just please add it as the default body to build outfits. She
Mm.
is coding away. But yeah, this one with the oh yeah. Oh, I broke her. Oh, something broke already.
Yours was a lot more advanced than mine already.
And I don't know how. We typed in the same thing.
So interesting.
Screenshots provided.
So let me ask you this. When welcome back. Oh.
Updated the text of the game.
Just oh, that is hilarious.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh no.
Now the clothes don't fit. the body.
So with Rosebud, can you go back? Is there a save point for it? What happens here?
We would go over to our history at the top, and we have some of these here.
Okay. I feel bad if it destroyed it and just made it gingerbread.
Now I'm kind of like motivated since we've already talked about this. I kind of want to make it right.
Gingerbread is dangerous. Gingerbread is dangerous.
I thought that was the simplest body type to generate clothes for, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things.
Come on. Wait. Oh no. We have a save button that was generated. Thank you, but I didn't ask that at all. See, Rosie, she creates stuff. She just does whatever she wants.
That's funny.
I thank you for the save button. That's not the priority on the roadmap right now. Please. Oh, please. Oh, not a confetti effect. I don't need effects. Oh my gosh. Rosie's on a different,
She's on
and
a
that's what
roll.
I mean. So that's why I communicate between ChatGPT and Rosie, because sometimes Rosie's just like, all right, here's a save button. We're going to add some animations. And I just want the body to be right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, calm down. Where am I? By this way, are they there? Save. Oh, there's the, okay, I like that. Give me some confetti when I save. Okay, great.
That's funny.
Do you have, okay, the
Tell me more.
clothes do not, I'm trying to think about, do you have a sample of the jeans properly fitting the gingerbread man, or we,
Oh, now you're asking a lot.
okay, do not fit
So
the character. Help.
yeah. Yeah, I never got. I mean, I can generate pants for it, but I mean, it didn't fit them. One thing at a time.
Why is this complicated? Why, no matter, we've tried this on how many, 2, 3 different types of
Yeah.
things?
You know what? So this, I wonder if it's two different things, right? So definitely natively it's having trouble, but I wonder even from the team of Rosebud or Replit with something like this, is it a prompting error or is it more context that needs to be done for something like that? I wonder what needs to be dialed in to be able to be proficient for
Okay.
this.
Okay. If I think about this more of like tech image layering, then the color of the clothing should only fit within the outlines of the body. Should fit. If I try to give it like parameters of some sort instead of just like make the clothes fit, maybe that's not specific enough.
Yeah.
Can you make these adjustments? I mean, the border is pretty clear. It's a pretty thick border of those arms and legs and such. Ooh. All right. She'll adjust it, she says. To what quality? We'll never know.
Yeah. It's a crapshoot.
Oh, really? Is this what we got? Oh, but
You know what though? That's just hilarious. I wonder, even so, things like this. I wonder, have you reached out to the Rosebud team and kind of like, here's a use case, like what what's going on? How can this be better? How can like, do they help at that level of like, these are the designs? How can I do better at prompting or anything like that?
actually, I added them to the comments section of when you announce this, like, hey guys, watch us. So they could be watching
Oh,
right
that's
now and
funny.
thinking about just like last time.
I love it.
Let's see.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I
You're gonna
thought
be
that the
falling over.
border thing would work. The clothing is blocking view of the character instead of fitting within border of the arms, border of the body.
Sounds right.
And notice how I'm not using any like formal prompting methods right now. I'm speaking
Yeah.
pretty Englishy at it. Um, Rosie can handle it. ChatGPT can handle it. Replit cannot. Replit has the mind of a robot. Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
That is hilarious. But this is good. But I also think this is really good to show like some of the things that it excels at and some of the things like it has trouble with. And
Yes.
that's okay. And this is a super niche, I think, use case too of something that I think, I mean, I also think about it gets better because if it's getting the same request over and over again, I do not think this is a request that it gets very often. So probably for it to work in this fashion is probably that's why it's struggling. That's my assumption. I could be totally off.
But we've seen in their advertising that they've made multiplayer games and similar to what you saw from Twitter. Like that's in Rosebud's advertising that they're able to make a multiplayer game in 3 prompts.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, when I think about tech and like the layering of games and assets and stuff, I feel like a multiplayer game such as what we've seen with the planes and such would be very more complex than something like make your own doll, which is just layering of like 2 things together. Even if it's drag and drop, like it should be technically or codely based, I don't know.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I wonder if it's going to be one of those things, though, that let me show you. This is what I'm thinking about. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. First of all, I love the keyboard sounds. It's great. What is, let me see about this. Is this Unreal Engine? Hold on one second. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see what they announced. Yeah. So so I can show it, but I can just talk about it. So Unreal Engine just released new features where they're doing templates. So Unreal, it says Unreal 5 kind of gives different things that a lot of people use over and over again. Um, and I think maybe this would be something similar. Let's see about this.
Okay. I'm still determined to try and make this work
I
digitally.
love it. I love it. So I'll give you an example. So Unreal Engine 5.5 just released to make like it says Niagara fluids. So it's a workflow of water simulation that when characters are walking through, the
Mm-hmm.
water all looks natural. I'm gonna share and I'm gonna bring your screen up in a second
Sounds
again.
good.
Switch. Let's
Because I'm
see.
not making any progress. There's nothing to
Good.
see.
So you see right here how this is this is an example of like it's just a demo of how do you get characters to walk through water, and because it's such a common feature of you want a fluid type of water, now they have templates built in for game dynamics basically. And so they put
Wonderful.
together just like this one where they're already having very specific types of templates that you see in so many different types of games that it's very hard to
Yes.
do. They're already building in so people can build that very quickly. And I think that is what you're going to have to see in AI too. This is easier, like, okay, Mario Brothers Melee, like, there's very specific perspectives or formats that are
Mhm.
popular games, and AI can be very good at like designing those things. But I think it comes off the rails when it's a very specific, unique, like game type, if that makes sense. That's my guess. Rosebud team, I would love to know if that's true, but like that's what I think is happening with this. That's just a guess. That's just a guess. Um,
Love it.
I'm
Well, I
thinking.
mean, on that note, should we do what I propose, which is like take a screenshot of a currently, like, Dolls Mania, a working
Yeah.
good one, and then just send it to Rosebud and be like, hey, this is what we're going for here.
Yeah.
AI
Let's
loves to feed like a model. They want to know, like, what am I going for here? Maybe we show it what excellence looks like. I don't know.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Come on, Rosebud. We're really trying to.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Okay. So, do you want? I'm gonna remove mine. Hold on one second.
Take your time.
Eh.
I'm trying to figure out
Let's see.
what the original platform looked like
Mm-hmm.
and just get a screenshot.
Let's see here. Let's see here.
Very drag and drop. Okay. What's a good thing to feed to Rosie right now? What's a good image example?
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
am
Let's see. Let me
just
go
so that
back.
it sees that, like, hey, look, the body and the clothes, they fit and they align.
Do you would it be one of the games that you sent me to? Like use basically
Oh, yeah.
screenshot one of those?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go see. Not that one. Should I even?
S-
I don't need my handmade one. That's fine.
It's up to you. Whenever you're ready, let me know. I'll switch, but I'll in the interim, I'll start looking at some of the ones that you sent me. Let's see.
Oh my gosh, the variety out here.
Mm-hmm. See. Bring that over there. Doll creators. Okay.
Oh, go back into LinkedIn. That link was not good.
Which one is that?
I try to look at, it's called cottagecore style. That did not work.
See.
Within these websites, they have like mini doll maker games.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try this Bratz one. Let's see how this goes. That's
Okay.
advertisement.
Do you want me to switch or wait? Hold on.
Okay. Are you seeing? Oh, you're on Maker too. Okay, that's what I'm digging through right now. I'm looking at the
Mm-hmm.
Bratty doll maker. I'm just gonna grab that. Let's give her some pants.
That
Yes,
works.
I'm gonna throw some quick pants on her so they understand what I'm kind of going for. Got my screenshot. Um,
Okay.
I can upload that as our model template.
Love it.
Add that to the scene. This is the ideal doll maker type with clothes that fit. Can you apply the same type for the gingerbread man?
Always back to the gingerbread man.
Always back to the gingerbread man. And if you hear the sound, the moment of truth has come. Are
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you ready to show?
Okay. All right. So you want me to switch it over to your screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
All right.
typed it
Let's.
in. We had the example from the Bratz doll maker and got this.
I'm still seeing the gingerbread man.
Exactly. But you can see here, I have the model there.
That is funny.
And yet I could just add to the scene. This is, but it doesn't
Interesting.
fit. My dress, my shirt, my shirt. I'm so glad I can change colors. I feel like that's more complex.
Well, yeah.
Oh
It's
no!
wow.
Oh
Okay.
no!
So it's right there. Well, now it's just adding stuff. Now it's just this is you know what? I think it would be an awesome this would be a really good test of someone on the Rosebud team as we're building in real time. They're giving feedback of like, oh, this is what you did. Okay, that's great. This is what I would try instead. I think we should do a build with me for their team too.
Let's do it because I need some. I feel like within the borders, I thought those were like thick and
Yeah,
defined on the gingerbread man. I thought that was a genius prompt. That's not the right angle to approach.
that is funny. But this is good to know. This is good to know. And again, the whole purpose of this was to experiment to see what's going on. And then, you know, advance and go from there.
Did you
Like,
want to try in Dreamflow? Wasn't that the last one
yeah, let's try it. Hold on one second.
for
Let me
science? For science.
for science. For science. Let's see about this. We're gonna see. Okay. So we're gonna for is best for apps with local storage, AI features, games, custom UI. Database support is coming soon. Yep. Okay, let's try this. I want to create a paper doll game. Let's see what it
With or
says.
without a gingerbread man, but we'll see.
Well,
It may
yeah,
have
well,
bumps.
let's see one thing at a time. You know what? I wonder. Hold on a second. Hold on. No, I need to stop going to this paper doll. Let's see. Let's see about this. The ads that must be made. I just wonder how much they paid. Oh my god.
There's another obesity ad.
Oh my god. I gotta turn this down. It is blaring in my ear. Oh my goodness. Are you hearing that, or is that just? Oh my
I'm
goodness.
glad I don't, based off of what you're saying.
That
No.
was so loud. Let's see. Let's see. Look, I'm
Look,
gonna
she's
go.
got bent arms. She's so complicated. Bent legs. Like,
There's no way you're putting on like no. Our clothes can't fit without bent legs. There's no way this is gonna work. Okay, hold on one second.
that's why I was like, gingerbread, super easy.
Mm-hmm. But again,
Logic.
apparently not.
Right?
Let's see. Okay, I'm adding. I'm
AI
gonna say
surprises you.
yeah. I'm gonna say refer to attachment for the design
It's
for the game.
yeah, yeah.
Something like that. We'll see. Eh, we'll see what happens. We try to give it something easy like a gingerbread man. They can't do it. So we're gonna try something different. Now mentioned explore community built apps. Let's take a look at that later. Oh no. Okay, well I'll go back. It's probably
Are
just
those like
building.
the GPTs?
Mm-hmm. I think these are ooh, that's funny. Let's see this.
Oh,
They did a
the
that's funny.
feels.
That's
The
hilarious.
feels.
Ooh. Oh, that's funny.
The fact that it's still alive today, Windows must be so proud.
I know. That is so funny. Can you really like this brings me back. Oh my god. Oh, that is funny. That is funny.
Oh, it almost worked.
Yeah, let's see. Probably because they already saying the like database isn't set up, right? So,
Okay, it's just the functionality instead of the memory in order to create it.
mhm.
Got it.
Yeah,
Oh, but still, that's great as is.
that's
That's a
pretty
nice
funny.
template for you.
That's funny. Okay, let's see. So it's generating dolls. Now, what's interesting about this because I got a message why someone's like, "Can I just use this?" And then just like, "Why isn't it going to like the App Store?" That's a nice thought. Maybe one day, but to go to the App Store, you there are qualifications and you need a lot of things. You can't just pull the code out of this and then try to put it up on the App Store. You got to think about authentication. If you're going to do a database, all of these things. those are all key components of an application. You've got to make the application smart. So I would just say, as you're creating these things, think about the current limitations of these text to app things. They're really good for MVPs, for really quick ideas to visualize, bring something to life without a developer or having a huge team. But there are limitations. You cannot use this at this time to go straight from idea to making money on the app store. There's a lot more complexity for right now.
That $53 a month that we're sorry, $53,000 per month, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you're talking about the
Yeah,
the last game?
that's
Yeah.
what we're all shooting for, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
No, that's the goal. Minimum. Minimum.
indeed.
Um and I also think like the novelty of what he's doing. First of all, obviously the amount of users that he has, so now he can charge for the advertisements. So he started just as, he charged like I think a couple $100 first for the first ad, and then it got so much notoriety. That guy really does just if you look at the number of projects he puts out. So look at those things. It's not just like he does one thing. It's like, oh man, he's a genius, or like everything he does turns to gold. Like he puts out a lot of content over and over again, for sure. Let's
Nice.
see. Okay, so it's thinking about its life right now, generating the main Dart. Also, too, if some people are asking like the file types, names, and things, this is all in the Flutter ecosystem. So that's why you're going to see things like Dart and other things. So if you're like, well, why doesn't it say like HTML or CSS? It's just another language, structure of language, and it's all built off of Flutter. So it's all proprietary for Google. So
Huh.
that's where you see all of those things. It's pretty powerful and it's just simple of the way that it's structured. So a lot of people like it and it works for both devices. So if you build things with Flutter, you can also create iOS and Android applications. So you can have it both. So that's a good thing instead of doing something like just in like Xcode that will work with iOS devices, but then you have to remake the whole app in another language, which sucks.
Hmm.
So pros and cons when you're using this stuff. Let's see.
Have you ever heard of pseudocode?
I don't think so. Maybe. No. What are we talking here? What is it?
It means you get to say your ideas, and pseudocode writes it in almost a way that looks like code. It passes. It's almost HTML-esque.
Hmm.
This is a great paraphrase. I suggest that you get the exact definition, but pseudocode is something that I used when I was working on AI ontology to first, like,
Ooh.
try and verbalize at first how to teach AI. Hey, this is how you think like a teacher and make decisions like a teacher. It started out with pseudocode before it became any other type of code or logic or mermaid or anything like that.
That's very
Mermaid isn't
interesting.
real code. Like we have Ruby, we've got Python, we've got the whole animal kit. Yeah, now we have Mermaid.
I love it. That's always a good thing too. Every time like there are just so many languages out there, so many things that you can code with. It like changes all the time. Or I'm just like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't even know that was there was what is the language that they use for what's the ones for kids? Thunkables in it. It's not Snap. Hold on one second. As this is finishing up, let us know in the comment section as we're going through this our last example. Let us know what you think. Which hold on one second.
Computer language trivia time.
Yeah. What is that language? Oh,
Ooh, ooh,
what?
ooh, ooh, ooh,
What in the world? Okay.
ooh.
Okay,
Does
let's
she
see.
have
What
a
is it doing?
body, or does
What
she
is
just have
happening?
a neck?
Yeah, what is going on? Hold on a second. I was doing something. Now I had to go back. Okay, what did it create? I have successfully created a Flutter paper doll game based on your requested design. It's a notebook style background with a customizable paper doll. So it took it literal. So
Paper
that's
doll.
hilarious. Various clothing categories: tops, bottoms, dresses. Everyone understands categories. They don't understand how to put them together. They understand the categories. Let's change it over there. That is hilarious.
Wild. Wait. Oh, can you choose a clothing item?
I
I
think,
want to
but
see
you
what
know,
happens when you give her a sweater and she's just a Nick.
yeah. What in the world? Let's see. Yeah. Bottoms. That is hilarious. I don't.
Those are whole people. Those are not.
That is,
Ooh.
but that isn't bad. It's doing the layer wrong, but that's pretty funny.
And you gave an example versus the other two AI agents. We did not give that example.
Yeah,
You were so nice to who is this? Dreamflow.
I know. I know. You
You
should
were
see.
so
You want to
generous.
see what I when I didn't give it a picture, what it did? This is interesting. This is so funny. It's funny how it's
The
like
mouth
literal,
is
like it's like
transparent. Look at
that
the
is funny.
mouth. It's really creepy.
Yeah, that is weird. Very funny. Um, it understands like the theme that like we did a good job on the theme. I love how it congratulates itself. And I just took over that whole bad boy right there. Yeah, it's like no, look hair. That is hysterical. It says ready to run. Well, not quite, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. That is so funny.
Ew, it's creepy at the same time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see. I'm gonna go with
Wait,
I'm gonna
are
show
her
you what I
eyes transparent too? Oh,
let's
that's a
not
nice
talk about it.
animation.
Now you
Hey,
see, yeah,
this is
this one's
nice.
not horrible. I think it did a great job on like designing, and then it says, okay, Emma, but then like it understands what it wants me to do. Like you see how it's like,
The
okay,
framework, yeah, this looks great.
so it knows backgrounds, it does dresses, shoes, accessories. I can save an outfit, but it's like it doesn't understand a body.
Humans are hard to understand. I feel the same way.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. That's true. We're all struggling. That makes sense. We're all struggling with this.
Think about
But
sizes at clothing stores. They don't understand. We don't
that's
understand
true.
those.
That's true. That's
Here we
true.
go.
This I will say this is my favorite design, at least for like it's building it like I didn't give it
I
anything.
agree. The initial animation at the beginning, this looks wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. I've done a couple ones where I'm like, oh man, like I was doing things with YouTube, like creator dashboards, things like that, bringing it in. I'm impressed with what it can do or think about. Like this is their like Minesweeper kind of game and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
that's great. I'm like, mine doesn't work like that. That's like one of the templates you can use. Like all my games don't react that way, but it's I think it's a really interesting, like I love this right here. I love how it
yeah.
does the loading screen. I love how you can pick the character.
The
I thought that's really
animations.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see the limitations, but again, yeah, yeah. It's
So
very
do
interesting.
you who what's your primary AI friend? Who is that?
Ooh. Tell me more. Tell me
Like for
more.
example, like, you've got Claude, you've got Rosebud, you've got Dreamflow, you've got Replit, you've got all these little friends. Who is your best friend? Who's your go-to friend? Like for me, it's definitely ChatGPT is my
It
core.
is. It is. Yeah. Although I know a lot of people enjoy Claude quite a bit, I use chat quite a bit, and then I pay for pro, so I love the projects, and
Same.
so I do a lot of things with this. Either I'm testing things for clients or I'm just doing it myself. But like I have everything. Like when I'm working out, I have a periodization like plan. When I'm doing things on YouTube, when I'm writing emails all the time, like to just keep it more simple. Like I have a whole library for that, so I sound more professional, even though that I'm upset like it's I use chat so much. I know that some people like the performance of Claude and how it writes and everything, but at the end of the day, I use ChatGPT extensively.
Oh, I forgot
Extensively.
Perplexity is another friend.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay too. I keep leaning. Now I will say I will use that, and then if it's really specific, if I need something, I'll build out something in chat base. And so then this is almost like
Teach
a
me about
custom.
Chatbase. This is new for me.
Ooh, okay, okay. So chat base basically allows you to create a custom GPT very easily. So I'll give you an example.
As
Let me
opposed to
look at.
doing it within Chat GPT.
Yes. So imagine if I want to do something very structured. Let me show you a couple different
And we're talking
ones.
about like when I think about chatbot, are we thinking like the telephone agent, like, oh yeah, craft, you have the choices and it's more of a decision tree.
Sometimes now you see right here. Let me redo this for a second.
Show me your
Sorry.
ways. Yeah.
Okay. So right here, right? So let me. Oh, you know what? It would be better if I do it in the. If I show you from the back end to show you. Okay. So it's being powered. I can tell it what I want it to use, right? So I can say, do I want to use what's the structure I'm using? So I can decide, do I want to use um, ChatGPT? I can use OpenAI. I can use all these different models, but I can also bring in Claude if I want to, whatever. I just rather just use ChatGPT. So imagine this like a sandbox, as it were. In
Mhm.
OpenAI, you can build, there are so many platforms build on the back of OpenAI, right? So a
Yes.
lot of these different platforms, they're just using OpenAI as the back end. I'm doing the same thing here, but I'm making it really custom to me. So for example, my sources right here, I'm telling it exactly only the sources to pull from when it gives me the answers. So depending on the use case that I have, I can be super, super specific instead of either having a project or something like that in ChatGPT. So let me give you an example. So I have Docs Help Desk. Let's go to sources. Right here, I have like my 75 no code business ideas. I have tons of my texts of the most asked questions, the Q&As of like, how do I pick the right no code tool? I bake all of that in. So when people then ask a question of me, like Doc's Help Desk, it is curated based on all of my YouTube comments, on my articles that I choose, what websites would I like reference. I can make it super, super specific to when they get an answer, it's all tailored from me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I'm really curious because now you've seen my chatbot work. If how I can maybe bridge and use that. I mean, how fluent is it? Like if I throw it like that doc, a really random question like, "Hey, can you help me choose the right microphone sleeve? Like you have a teal microphone
Mm-hmm.
sleeve here. Like
Mm-hmm.
what color do I choose and how do I make it match my backlights there? How do I do that? Like if I give it a really random question.
That's really good. It depends on how well that you actually have. Hold on one second. Let me bring it up.
Because like
The
Rosie can handle that
instructions.
type of stuff, and therefore, like that's why I like her. But I
You
wonder with your case, like now I'm comparing chatbot builders, like just like we did.
exactly.
Yeah.
I would say it depends, right? Because so I have it super specific right here.
This
Excuse me.
reminds me of a more advanced version of chip.ai, which
Yes,
I,
yes,
yeah.
yes, exactly, exactly. So, like, you can see in my instructions, you're answering questions about creating applications and businesses. Business ideas can be referred to as side hustles, on occasion, emojis in response. So, I'm telling it to stay on track. If it's outside of business questions, it will usually be like, I'm not really sure. Like, ask me more
Huh,
about business.
huh.
So, I'm telling it, even off the jump, like, do not go off script. And right here, refuse to answer any question not about the info. Never break character. So I'm
Mm.
trying to put in ways if someone's like, hey, I want to know about a microphone. It's like, oh, that's interesting. That's not really what I do. And so I want these experiences to be hyper focused or specific. And so all of these different ones, like you've seen, either I do it for myself or like for clients or for the community, like if there's a therapist that wants to have a chatbot to work with their patients, well, you can have all of these really detailed instructions for helping them with therapy. You can do that, but you're keeping it on range of like, if it goes down this path, discontinue the conversation. If they ask you about this, so it's almost putting even more guardrails than what you can do on Chat GPT. Like, with Chat, you can kind of like, oh, go off this way, and they're like, oh, that's against it. And it's like, okay, tell me the reverse. Tell me how I wouldn't build that bomb. But it's like, and then you'll get around it, right?
Yeah.
So these are like you can make even more harder guardrails. And if you know the system, if someone's trying to trick the AI, you can build in different pathways to keep it back on track even more.
Oh, I'm using this. I'm going to tinker with this. Thank you for introducing me to
Oh
this.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Ooh.
This is great. Yeah. And then on top of that, it has different actions. If I want to add actions, depending on if I want to add like collecting leads, if I want to do different actions based on after they're talking to me. But this has been a game changer of just being really specific, hyper specific of what I want to create. Yeah. So sometimes I have one for like title generators. So it's all the stuff I want to do with YouTube title generation generators, story structure, pitching, sponsorship bot. So like it's really, really, really specific to what you want to do. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. 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 Great question. I love that. So again, ChatGPT for most of the day kind of things. But then when I'm like, I'm doing things over and over and over again, I just make another chatbot in Chatbase, and then I just build it out from here.
Cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm
Let
gonna,
me know.
I'm
Let,
taking notes. I'm
let
taking
me.
notes.
I love it. I love it. Tell me what you think of it. But that, I mean, it's just a wonderful thing. So, yes, some people like Chip. I like this better, but it's on that level. That's so funny you mentioned Chip. Um,
Yeah, that's
this is my
exactly what I
preference.
thought. As soon as I was like, the way you feed in the data, the way it presents itself, it's very chip-esque.
Yeah, yeah, and I think Chatbase might have been chat. You know, they're all relatively new. Chatbase might have been a couple years or a couple months before Chip, but they all pretty much have that layer how to make something custom. And for the most part, that's all I need. That's all I need. I'll say one more, and then we will wrap up. But I'm pretty bullish on N8N. It's more complicated, but this I feel like it is a more advanced version of Make or Zapier to do exact things that you want to happen in the back end. It's
Okay.
not as pretty, but you can do a lot of powerful things with N8N. Very powerful things.
Okay.
So those are my two. Those are my two.
Noted.
Uh, and on that note, the gingerbread man, right before we we
Oh.
did that one, we tried, but this is great. Well, before we go, how can we support you? Where can the good people find you? What do you want people to do? How can we help you? Because you've spent so much time with us today.
Oh, yes. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can add me on LinkedIn and hear me talk more about AI and education and how there isn't much ed in ed tech right now and how teachers can do something about it. Um, and yeah, that's all I really got right now.
Okay.
I'm not at like market moment, with some of the things I'm building. I'm more just like, I just want case studies. I just want to, see if this works. Like, I need more human eyeballs on my AI things.
Mm-hmm. 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 Awesome. Okay. We put your LinkedIn in the chat down below. Make sure that you follow. Make sure you support. And please, if you have any questions, please contact her. She's wonderful. And hopefully you will come back later. Maybe if we have Rosebud, the team on to talk about how to be better at prompting. What do you think about that?
Yes, please. I really want to see this doll thing happen. I want to avenge the poor gingerbread man.
We tried. We tried. All right, everybody. Remember, like and subscribe. Let us know what you're trying to build. And until next time, have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for your time. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you.